What does it mean to be present when we're not even in the room? What if silence isn't golden? It's monetized. On Twitch, the chair is no longer just furniture. It's a placeholder, a performer, and legal liability. Chair reactions. When a streamer walks away, but the content keeps playing. To some, it's a harmless joke. To others, it's lazy theft. And now, it's evidence in court. To understand the irony in the Klein's case, we have to rewind to 2016. That year, Ethan Klein and Ethan Klein were sued by Matt Hassanzadeh, better known online as Matt Hasszone. His claim? The Kleins unfairly used his video in their own, profiting while mocking him. At the heart of the trial was the four-factor fair use test. Was their use transformative? Did it replace the original market? And did they use more than necessary? The judge's answer was decisive. Their commentary and jokes were transformative criticism, not a substitute, but a new work in its own right.
Because this is a landmark case, not just for us, but seriously, the wording that the judge put into the opinion is going to strengthen fair use across YouTube.
But what exactly is fair use? At its core, fair use allows limited use of copyrighted material without permission, if it adds new meaning, expression, or purpose. Commentary, criticism, and parodies are classic examples. In legal terms, it isn't a guaranteed right, it's a defense. If you're accused of infringement, you argue that your work transforms the original, and therefore qualifies as fair use. It's the reason a book reviewer can quote a passage, a teacher can share a short article in class, or a journalist can cite lines from a song in a critique. The idea is simple. The public benefits when the culture can be discussed, remixed, and challenged. But in 2025, the question feels different. Does silence count as commentary? Is an empty chair a statement or just profitable apathy? Because in 2024, the roles flipped. Ethan Klein isn't the one defending himself anymore. He's the one suing. This time, he argues that certain streamers weren't just lazy, they siphoned views away from his work.
Relying on you to stay live so we don't give more views on the nuke. Yeah, I'm gonna stream it. Since he confirmed it's coming out today, we're gonna stream it.
First time viewer, time to watch the nuke ethically? Hell yeah. He doesn't want people to know when it's dropping because we're all watching through other streamers. And I suggest you all watch it through other people as well.
Their so-called reactions added nothing. No commentary, no jokes, no transformation. Just a chair, or in some cases, a bong grip.
They were very musical people. Are you being serious?
Back then, fair use was a shield. Today, it's a sword, and Ethan is wielding it against the very thing he once championed. Ethan's lawsuit might seem like a Twitch age problem, but creators have been testing copyright since the first home recorder. 1984. The Supreme Court ruled that taping shows on your VCR for later was fair use. They called it time shifting. Private use was fine. Public redistribution? Not so much. Big no-no. Back then, the fear was VCRs would destroy television. Today, the fear is Twitch is destroying authorship. But fair use didn't just protect how we watch, it also redefined why we create. 10 years later, another case shifted the focus from technology to transformation. 1994. The court ruled that parody of Oh Pretty Woman was fair use. The reason? Transformation. The parody didn't replace the song, it added new meaning, humor, commentary, and cultural critique. The court said it clearly. Fair use isn't about what you take, it's about what you add. By the late 1990s, parody had proven that creativity could remix the old into something new. But the next revolution wasn't on radio. It was online. Suddenly, the power to remix wasn't in the hands of artists or studios. It belonged to anyone with a camera, a connection, and sometimes, a baby dancing to Prince. That's so funny, I'm sorry. That's right. In 2007, a baby dancing to Prince sparked a copyright war. Universal tried to strike it down, but the courts ruled that copyright holders must consider fair use before sending takedowns. For the first time, casual internet culture was recognized as worth protecting. Fair use had entered the mainstream, and suddenly it wasn't just a baby dancing to Prince, it was an entire platform built on shared culture. But where there's culture, there's conflict. And when sharing turned into streaming, it wasn't just creators being tested. It was the platforms themselves. Who should police copyright? The individual uploader? or the site itself? And that question came into focus again. Not with a billion-dollar company, but with individual creators. In 2016, Ethan and Ethan Klein faced their own copyright battle in Hosseinzadeh v. Klein. Unlike Viacom's sweeping attack on YouTube itself, this case asks something smaller but just as important. What counts as transformation when one creator uses another's work? The Klein's victory established that parody and commentary could qualify as transformative. The ruling didn't just protect them, it set a precedent. It legitimized reaction, remix, and parody as dominant forms of online creation. And that's what makes today's lawsuit so ironic. H3H3's victory in 2016 celebrated the power of transformation, how commentary, parody, and remix could protect creators. But the law doesn't stand still. Courts keep redefining what counts as transformative. Even art as bold as Warhol's prints can be ruled insufficiently transformative when sold for profit. The fair use shield that once seemed wide is starting to feel narrower. In 2023, the Supreme Court limited what counts as transformative. Warhol's prints of prints, that's a tongue twister. Warhol's prints of prints. Warhol's prints of prints. Warhol's prints of prints. Warhol's prints of prints? Not enough. Selling them commercially meant they weren't protected under fair use. If courts now question what counts as transformative in art, what about in streaming culture? Back in the 1990s, parodies expanded fair use, giving creators room to remix, comment, and joke. But now, in the 2020s, courts are tightening that space. And that brings us to 2025, asking the same question for Twitch. Can an empty chair doing nothing ever be considered creative transformation at all? Some say chair reactions are still reactions. Just delayed. For every viewer laughing at an empty chair, there's a creator watching their blood, sweat, and tears disappear. Now, we've entered an age where human presence isn't required to make content. AI can write scripts, mimic voices, and even fake emotions. If the chair can stream, and the chair can earn, do we even need the creator anymore? In 2025, Ethan Klein, once the defender of reaction culture, became its challenger. He's suing streamers like Kaceytron, Denims, and Frogan, and the complaints are pointed. Kaceytron smoked more than she spoke, offering hours of minimal commentary.
People have been wanting to watch this without necessarily supporting Ethan Klein. So we're gonna watch it.
Denim's marathon stream, dubbed Nightmare on Denim Street, played nearly an hour of Klein's content with only brief interjections.
If you enjoyed not giving any views to that terrible video, follow, subscribe, throw a prime if you like the content, if you enjoyed your time here. Because I'm going to be honest, I did not want to watch that by myself.
And Frogan's reacting by exiting literally left the footage running while she walked away.
Can I walk away and use the bathroom? Do I have permission? Can I use the bathroom, please? I'll leave it playing.
Apparently thinks Twitch is liable for me interviewing a Yemeni teenager who's only known genocide his entire life.
What happens?
Klein argues that this isn't reaction. It's replacement. Views, ad revenue, and attention siphoned from the original creator. Lazy re-uploads dressed as commentary. But the streamers see it differently.
And people who go and watch React streamers, a lot of the time, the reason that they go and watch React streamers is because they don't want to have to do the effort of going and scrolling through YouTube and clicking on recommendeds. They want a streamer who, yeah, like, I mean, have you ever scrolled through YouTube for a while and not found a single video that you wanted to watch?
Really? I mean, it's the algorithm has been...
Their viewers aren't going for that original creator. They're going for the vibe that the streamers create. The experience and the setting. They describe it as watching a movie with a friend. Every pause, tangent, or silence is part of the shared experience. Kaceytron joked, if silence isn't fair use, then Twitch is doomed. Now, why is this an issue? Because it forces creators to draw the line between legitimate critique or reaction and what may legally be free riding. And no one likes a free rider. Who likes the person in the group projects who just takes all the work? No one. No one likes that person. No one likes the person who does nothing, does not show up to any meetings. If content creators can profit by letting someone else do the talking for long stretches, where does that leave the folks who actually made the content? As much as this is about legal definitions, it's about values, about fairness, about respect, and yes, it's about power. And there's a larger danger. Ethan's lawsuit may feel small, but it's a warning shot. If courts expand what counts as infringement in live reactions, Disney, Sony, and other giants could follow. Takedowns could skyrocket, licenses could tighten, and creative participatory culture that built Twitch could vanish overnight. Today, it's one creator versus a few streamers. Tomorrow, it could be the corporations reclaiming the stage. We used to say content was king, but maybe now it's the chair that rules. Still, empty, streaming. Now, that's me being facetious. It's probably going to be AI. But in an age of endless reaction where silence can be a lawsuit, maybe the most radical thing you could do is to create something real.